I would like to note that we do have a designated area. Representatives from the media were made aware of this new designated area, which is lawful. It is in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 551.023.
Okay.
I noticed plenty of people in the front crowd recording. We respectfully ask that you do go to the designated area and record if that's what you choose to do so. It's in accordance with the law.
It may be lawful, but it's unethical.
It is
Out of order.
You guys are out of order.
Out of order.
We're asking you to respectfully go back to the designated area in accordance with the law, in accordance with our administrative guidelines. We have asked you 3 times to please go back to the designated area in accordance with the Texas Government Code. Okay?
He's refusing to move. They have to remove him from the meeting.
Are you recording, sir?
How to answer questions.
If you're recording, sir, you're gonna be removed from the.
My hands are free. I don't have any device disrupting anything. I'm not disrupting.
But you are
Right,
not
but
in
if you're
accordance.
recording, sir, that's the issue that we have right now. If you're recording, there's an indicated area. If you're refusing the policy that we have, we're gonna ask you to leave. If not, we're gonna have the officers escort you out. Officers, can you go ahead and escort them out of the premises, please? Thank you. Mr. Vasquez, time is 6:19. You have 3 minutes, sir. Yes, sir.
Call Dr. Cruz. Call Dr. Cruz. Call Dr. Cruz.
No.
You're making a mistake, man.
No. Okay.
Hey,
You're under arrest.
You're making a mistake.
You're under arrest.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another wild one. Today's creature feature takes place in Laredo, Texas, and was documented by Corners News, who is a local YouTuber that lives in the area. Corners News was attending a local school board meeting to make some public comments about the United Independent School District when things took an unconstitutional turn. This video is meant to chronicle the unfortunate series of events that started at this school board meeting and ended up with Corners News being charged with crimes, trespassed, and then arrested again over the course of the last 9 months or so. If you're prone to blood pressure spikes when you watch things that make you angry, this video might induce such a reaction. Let's begin.
Mr. Vélez, I would like to note that we do have a designated area. Representatives from the media were made aware of this new designated area, which is lawful. It is in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 551.023.
Okay.
I noticed plenty of people in the front crowd recording. We respectfully ask that you do go to the designated area and record if that's what you choose to do so. It's in accordance with the law.
It may be lawful, but it's unethical.
It is.
Out of order.
You guys are out of order.
Out of order.
We're asking you to respectfully go back to the designated area in accordance with the law, in accordance with our administrative guidelines.
Now, we're not impeding for you guys to video. We're not exactly, but we're saying media or any individual.
Okay, all the parents were recording right now. They were recording their children, so why can't I record?
They are allowed to record during recognition. That is what our guidelines state. We have asked you 3 times to please go back to the designated area in accordance with the Texas Government Code. Okay? To the designated area.
I call for order to this meeting.
We're already advised, so it's.
We have other members.
Officers, I think if they're not complying, I'm calling for order.
Yeah, whoever's recording, the designated area has been indicated. Please sit in the designated area. Next speaker, Mr. Trotman.
Next speaker is Victor Vasquez, and I do believe we have one other person still out with their phone recording as well.
Mr. Vasquez, are you going to comment? Okay.
He's refusing to move. They have to remove him from the meeting.
Are you recording, sir?
How to answer questions.
If you're recording, sir, you're going to be removed from the.
My hands are free. I don't have any device disrupting anything. I'm not disrupting.
But you are
Right,
not
but
in
if you're
accordance.
recording, sir, that's the issue that we have right now. If you're recording, there's an indicated area. If you're refusing the policy that we have, we're going to ask you to leave. If not, we're going to have the officers escort you out.
Do whatever you want to do.
Officers, can you go ahead and escort them out of the premises, please?
All right. Don't touch me.
Mr. Vasquez, 7619, you have 3 minutes to.
That's a Gestapo.
Yes, sir.
I'm out of the meeting, so this is no longer a meeting.
Just wait.
I'm not going out. I'm not going out. I'm escorted out of the meeting, not the premises. I'm not trespassing. Okay?
So you're gonna wait right here? Or?
I'm gonna wait in the public area.
Let's listen to the Supreme Being's cop excuses for almost 7 minutes straight. After that, the aftermath and blowout.
Mr. Velez, really quickly, I just want to note, there are claims that this designated recording area are unconstitutional. That's false. The statute, Texas Government Code 551.023, titled Recording of Meeting by Person in Attendance, Section B, a governmental body may adopt reasonable rules to maintain order at a meeting, including rules relating to the location of recording equipment and the manner in which the recording is conducted. This is not a violation of the Constitution, as they're alleging.
Thank you. Agenda item 9B, possible action regarding revisions to board policy GKA, local community relations conduct on school premises.
Yes, Mr. President, as Superintendent of United ISD, I want to address the need to safeguard our employees and students from unauthorized video recording on district property. To enhance security and privacy, I do propose a revision to Board Policy GKA, Community Relations Conduct on School Premises. The revised policy will prohibit unauthorized audio and visual recordings of students or district employees on district property during regular school or business hours. This restriction will not apply to photography or recordings taken at public or school-related activities. Additionally, media representatives will be required to obtain permission from the district's communications department before interacting with staff or students on district property. This policy revision is essential to ensure a safe and secure environment for our school community.
Yes, I would also like to chime in. There was a lot of, comments about the legalities of this proposed revision of policy. And the Texas Education Code vests the right entitled to both real and personal property to the district's Board of Trustees. When you are a property owner, you have the right to institute rules. There are many political subdivisions, government agencies across the country that institute rules on their property. For example, the federal courthouse downtown, I cannot get past the foyer area without checking in my cell phone with the guards. I have to leave my cell phone behind. The Webb County Justice Center, you have to go through metal detectors. Even our own facilities for public use, we have time and hour restrictions like at Kruger Field for the public to use. The White House, you don't have unfettered access to go and take pictures wherever you want. So I'm very, very confident that this policy is legal, and I would recommend that the board approve it.
And when you have any questions, we're...
Okay.
And just to be clear, even in this meeting right now today, we're not telling anyone you can't record.
That's correct.
You cannot take pictures. As a matter of fact, there is recordings as we speak right now, and there are people taking pictures as we speak right now. It's just in designated areas. So no one's rights are being violated, correct?
I would agree with that. Yes,
Okay.
there is reasonable rules in place. Unauthorized recording can be distinguished from, for example, recording a police officer conducting a stop in a public roadway.
What? No, something ain't right.
That the case law has gone over situations like that, as opposed to, as Mr. Troutman mentioned, you as the board control property, being the district, just like a private property owner does. So the notion that the district is public property only because it's funded by taxpayer dollars is inaccurate.
And there's plenty of case law that we have found that supports this position.
You could record somebody being arrested, but you can't go inside the jail and start recording people who have been arrested, even though it's paid for by tax dollars, public taxpayers.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
There has to be some decorum. I'm quite surprised. We've always maintained, good behavior in this setting, and I'm shocked at what we've been seeing lately. It's kind of getting out of control. People yelling from the audience and coming up to us and recording us at a close range. Employees saying that they feel uncomfortable, they feel threatened. I think this is just to provide order. There has to be order. We can't have people, screaming from the audience. It's not appropriate for this setting.
We have to maintain professionalism.
I agree with that, and also, in today's day and age, recording devices, and we've made these arguments to the Attorney General, they're able to record vulnerabilities of district buildings, they're able to record where security devices, security cameras are located, and because of those security and safety concerns, this policy does address also those situations of unauthorized recordings that can frankly expose the district's vulnerabilities to some of its buildings, which would be, we don't want that.
Yeah, it's for safety reasons.
purposes.
I mean, we're recording right now. The
Correct.
district is recording. The district is live streaming
live.
right
The
now.
district
We're
live
live right
streams this
now.
in high definition with audio
Yes.
on YouTube, so members of the public are able to do
I
that.
think we mentioned even if you do a White House tour, there's certain parts of the White House that you cannot record. You can't even go in. They're restricted areas. Yet the taxpayer pays for the facility, for the upkeep for the facility. But there has to be security. And these are the guidelines that we feel are going to be set in place to protect our employees. Our employees are feeling threatened, basically.
And at the end of the day, we have to protect our employees, our teachers, we have to protect our children. We can't have anyone recording our children like that. Sure, there's going to be some exceptions, like you said, pep rallies and whatnot, but events, like before the meeting, recognitions, but once this meeting starts, there's a designated area and you can continue to record and you can continue to take all the pictures that you need. We're not violating anyone's rights.
And it was mentioned, earlier about First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press. That's not being taken away. They have a designated area, and that's the reason we're doing this. There's nothing else, just for safety reasons,
Right.
and also the harassment on our employees. It is a harassment. They come to work. Their justifications is to work and do their duties. They don't have to answer to anybody. I think their supervisors are there, or address it to administration. We have administration, open records. They can deal with that, and we have our attorneys as well that are always doing a great job in putting everything together and make sure that we're doing the right thing and doing what's fair. So I thank you guys for that, and just for the public to know that we're not denying anybody. They're right here to the left, and everybody's welcome at UISD.
Yeah, I mean, our cameras even further back than they are.
UISD's recording rule is unconstitutional. The recording policy imposed by the United Independent School District Board on September 18, 2024, is not only unconstitutional, it is a blatant affront to your First Amendment rights. By corralling anyone who dares to document a public meeting into a so-called designated area, the board seeks not to protect order but to suppress scrutiny. It passed this measure without offering even a token of justification. There is no crisis, no evidence, and no cause. Only the clear intention to muffle dissent and evade accountability. The rationale? A predictable litany: order, safety, privacy, and harassment. Yet, like so many bureaucratic evasions, it collapses under scrutiny. At the very meeting where this rule was invoked, citizens were ejected for recording quietly and peacefully. There were no disruptions, no shouting, no threats. To claim that such observers are disorderly is to declare war on reason itself. What it really is a punishment for the audacity of seeking transparency. Let us talk about their excuses in order and then dismantle them altogether. Security? A fiction. Building layouts are public record, freely available to any member of the public, malice or not. Privacy? An irrelevance. Public officials conducting public duties in public meetings have no entitlement to secrecy, harassment, disorder. The board itself has admitted that meetings have been historically well behaved. Why then this sudden need for containment? Because being observed makes them uncomfortable. Good. The board sprang this rule on the public with no clear notice, enforcing it the next day without explaining how it works. That's not fair. It's downright sneaky, violating basic due process. City of Arlington v. Centerfolds, Inc. Hours, 2007. They're treating you like subjects, not citizens. The policy's segregation of recorders without evidence of need is not narrowly tailored under Texas precedent. The policy risks violating the First Amendment in the context of public meetings, as it burdens protected speech without a clear evidence-based rationale, contrary to cases like Asgerson and White. The removal of attendees is procedurally lawful but lacks a factual basis for a disruption. The law in Texas affirms your right to record public proceedings as a safeguard against corruption. The First Amendment permits regulation, yes, but only where there is real and demonstrable need. This rule offers absolutely none. By banishing recorders to distant corners where sound is garbled and images are indistinct, the board effectively cripples your capacity to document its conduct. The YouTube stream? It's controlled by the board, sanitized, manipulable, and you have to jump through hoops to even get a copy. You have a right to your own lens, unedited and unsupervised by the government. The danger of such policy is not abstract, it's very real. Public meetings are your forum, your opportunity to observe, to question, to hold elected officials to account. Recording is your tool to do so. The UISD board, unable to offer a single persuasive justification for this policy, has instead opted for control by restriction. Community members have rightly condemned the board's hostility and unethical practices. And they are not exaggerating. This is a naked power grab, and it violates the Constitution. The board failed to demonstrate a significant government interest with evidence of prior disruptions, security threats, or privacy violations that have occurred. The lack of a sparking incident and speculative claims about employee discomfort weaken the policy's justification altogether. Once the meeting had concluded, Corners News came back in to send a little message to the power-hungry overlords of the school district, and what you're about to hear him say led to Corners News being charged with disorderly conduct and trespass from UISD property. This trespass is important to note for the next section of video, so pay attention and follow along.
Fuck you all out there. Every single one of you board members. Dr. Cruz, fuck you. Troutman, fuck you. Garcia, fuck you.
You mentioned a concern with something?
Regarding recording policy, yes.
Recording policy?
Yes.
Okay, thank you kindly.
Thank you.
You can't be recording here.
I'm sorry.
We did it last night. Why
Right.
do we go through this again?
Yeah.
You don't need to go through this again. You already know the policy.
Is it a law or a policy?
It's a policy. The
It's a
board passed
policy?
it last night. Yes, sir.
It passed last night. How did you notify the public that it went into effect?
Well, it's a posted meeting. It's posted for the public.
No, the due process requires that you have so many days.
Questions until he stops recording. I'll answer all the questions you want. He stops recording.
Okay, now let me recap the last 13 minutes real quick, because I know most of you have the attention span of a goldfish, or maybe you just didn't want to read the shit I put up on the screen. Either way, I'm here for you. Corners News was attending the United Independent School District meeting in Texas 8 months ago when he was asked to leave the meeting due to his recording of the meeting and refusal to adhere to their rules of a segregated area in the back for anyone recording. He was subsequently escorted out. Once the meeting concluded, he went back in and told them to fork themselves. This verbal exchange leads to Corners News being charged with disorderly conduct and trespass from the school district's properties. Corners News fought the disorderly conduct charge in court and won on a dismissal motion he filed himself, the trespassing issue still being in dispute. Fast forward to present day when an acquaintance asks Corners News to deliver a federal lawsuit on their behalf. Corners then exhausted all efforts to make sure that he was within his right to serve the paperwork on his acquaintance's behalf by checking federal laws, local rules, and making exhaustive phone calls. He called the school district and inquired as to where exactly he had to serve them. All calls directed him to their main office. They very well knew who he was, as evidenced by the phone calls you're about to hear, but still directed him to a place they knew he was trespassed from, granting him implied consent. But what happens next is shocking and anything but constitutional.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. I don't know if you can help me or if you know somebody that can help me. Who accepts legal service for UISD?
Who does legal service?
No, who accepts legal process, like legal service?
I don't know, sir. I wouldn't. Let me transfer you to the superintendent's office.
Right, the number nobody picked up. You know, somebody else that could answer that question.
Yes, I'm going to transfer you with Maribel, the secretary.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, UIST. This is Maribel.
Hello, Maribel. How are you? This is Mr. Rincon.
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Rincon?
Good, good. Thank you. I have a question. Wanted to ask, who accepts legal service for the district?
Let me find out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Rincon.
Yes.
I'm going to transfer you with Ms. Rodriguez. She has a little bit more information for you. Give me a second.
Okay, thank you, man.
This is Ms. Rodriguez. How are you, Mr. Rincon?
How are you, Ms. Rodriguez?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. So you're going to serve the district with the document? Is that what it is?
Yeah, basically that's what it is. I just want to make sure I serve it to the right person.
Is it coming to the superintendent or is it something with HR?
It's for the district. There's some other individuals as well, but as far as the school district, I know that there's somebody that is required to accept the service. So that's my question, basically.
So if you're serving an individual person, then and you want to wait for them to be here, then that would be, of course, with the superintendent or whomever you're serving. But if you're going to just serve the entire district with that, then you just come here to the main office. The person in the front will take your card, will take your letter and stamp it for us that it was received.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how we will receive it. Now, if you get here and you want me to go up to the front and take it from you, then I will do that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
And we will make sure that the right person gets it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You have a good day, sir.
Bye bye. You too. Bye.
Bye.
¿Cómo está? Aquí, serving USD. Hello, Mr. Superintendent. Thank you.
Oye, pero no, el ban ese que tienes.
I'm here.
Official nomás serving?
Federal business, yes.
So you're just gonna drop it off then? or
Yes.
what? Okay.
Yeah, I need to serve somebody, yes.
Pero so you're doing your own serving.
No, this is federal. I'm on behalf of the federal court.
Por eso, pero you're the process server.
Yes.
You're doing the process serving yourself.
Yes, sir.
And ¿a quién vienes a serve?
UAZ, Mr. Me dijeron que Mr. Cruz.
Let me see on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Rincon, can we step outside just to, you already told him who you need to talk to?
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
step
just waiting for
outside.
Mr.
Sí, ahorita
Cruz.
we come outside.
Ah,
We
well,
can
all
step
right.
outside.
Thank you.
Pues están hablando conmigo que there's no the exception esta que no puede.
Yeah,
estar aquí.
there is exceptions. Any enforcement you do, you would have federal consequences, legal consequences.
No, por eso estamos hablando ahorita contigo, just to make sure. And you know what, I know that sí hay exceptions to that, pero por eso te digo, I mean, so you're gonna serve as your own, because you filed something in federal court, so you're serving.
Somebody, well, I don't have to explain anything to you, but somebody contacted me to turn in this paperwork, so that's what I'm doing right now. So there is limited, it's called limited exceptions to the trespass.
Limited.
So that's what I'm doing, just lo más straight as possible. I'm here serving y me voy y that's it. I'm not here to do any other business.
Yes, sir.
Te digo, any legal action you take, any action you take against me, prohibiting me from serving federal paperwork, you would have consequences.
And that's fine, and that's understandable, but
Right.
I'm asking you, ya sabes el criminal trespass leave, si
Sí,
no?
sí, no, I know the criminal trespass.
Yeah.
And there is limited exceptions
Yes.
to the trespass.
Yes.
This serving legal process is one of the exceptions.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Ahorita, and I exactly told legal that, pero me dijeron que no, que...
Legal de aquí, I mean, you know, how incompetent they are.
I understand too,
Yeah.
man, por eso te digo, pero si no, I mean, I don't want it to get to anything where you're gonna...
Por eso, if you do any sort of enforcement,
Sí.
you would have one of these.
We're gonna have to arrest you.
Ah, bueno, that's the only threat I needed.
Okay.
Pero I'm still waiting on to serve this.
And that's fine, and I know there's some exceptions to Ismael, and it's not that...
Okay, I'm out of property, yeah. So, ya no quiero hablar con usted. You already made the threat, so you're liable, yeah.
It's not a
No,
threat.
you're already liable. So just get me
threat.
Dr. Cruz.
It's your criminal trespass.
You already made the threat, yeah.
We're gonna arrest you, man.
Bueno, call Dr. Cruz. Call Dr. Cruz. Call Dr. Cruz.
You're under
Call
arrest for
Dr.
criminal
Cruz.
trespass. No,
Hey.
no.
You're making a mistake, man.
No. Okay. Mira,
Hey,
you're under arrest.
you're making a mistake.
You're under arrest.
Legal
You're
paperwork.
under arrest.
I have
Yes,
legal
yes,
paperwork
pero
here.
They're saying que no, so you can't.
It was supposed to be a routine service of process, nothing more, nothing less. But for Corners News, this stop at the United Independent School District's central office turned into a legal flashpoint, spotlighting a clash between authority, ignorance, and the rule of law. Corners wasn't there on his own behalf. He had been lawfully assigned to serve federal court documents on behalf of a third party. Summonses related to a civil rights lawsuit filed in federal court. As a process server acting under federal authority, his job was clear: deliver the documents, confirm the receipt, and document the event. But there was a complication. Corners had previously been trespassed from UISD property. On any normal day, that would bar him from stepping 1 foot on the premise without getting arrested. But this wasn't a normal day, and he wasn't there on personal business. Under Texas law, limited exceptions exist to criminal trespass law, particularly when it comes to legal process. A process server acting in good faith to deliver federal legal documents is 100% protected. Corners knew this, and he knew that the law was on his side. The school district, however, did not seem to understand, or even worse, they didn't care. He began his efforts the right way, with phone calls first to the front desk, and then to the superintendent's secretary, finally a district administrator, one transfer after another, all pointing him to the main office where legal documents could be received and stamped. He was told someone would accept the papers, so he arrived in person, calm and clear and camera rolling, always cautious though. He knew something was up. And all of this was recorded. The officers had crossed the line, perhaps unknowingly, perhaps not. But the damage was already done. The arrest of a federal process server on official duty laid bare deeper issues. Like, what happens when those entrusted with enforcing the laws don't even understand it themselves? What do you do then? Corners News didn't come to make headlines, but he left with footage that might spark serious questions about due process, abuse of power, and the fragility of civil rights when the law is misinterpreted by those sworn to uphold it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, use the like button and subscribe. Check out Corners News channel. The link is pinned in the comments and in the description of this video. Have a good day. By the way, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but it is the Direct D branded Smoker's Traveler's Kit. This is a glass blunt or a one-hitter with the Direct D logo on it, a hard case with the Direct D logo on it, and a Bic lighter with the Direct D logo on it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's available on OutfitterFreedom.com. The link to that website will be in the pinned comment and the description of this video. Definitely go get yourself one of these. Every pothead needs a Direct D smoker's kit. Trust me. You're not cool unless you have one. So you would abuse your authority if I exercise my right? whatever. I don't personally care what you sentence me to. I'm appealing everything today, so it's going to freeze whatever you sentence me to, and we're just going to kick it to a higher court. Because clearly this one is corrupt.
They turning our communities to hot blocks. Yeah, they got Glocks, handcuffs, and badges. They swearing that they hot shots. They wanna lock us and throw away the stop. Watch, you know Direct D will show you how to cop. Watch, cop, watch. Record them when a cop stops. And ignore the pig chatter when a cop talks. You don't need a top-notch camera, just a cop watch. You gotta know your rights or you lose them. So we cop, watch.